Here we go. And I believe we're recording. Okay, so this is our club financials Zoom for our 4-H clubs. And the biggest question that I'm getting is, why are we doing this? What has brought us to this point? So in February of 2018, the Iowa Extension Council Association received notification from the state auditor that the Extension Council should maintain the accounting records for 4-H clubs. So in August of 2018, we at Extension received a letter from Dr. Lawrence, who's the Vice President of Extension and Outreach, asking us to, they did a lot of research about this. Of course, Iowa State being a research institution, that the logical movement forward is to have all of the 4-H club accounts being held at the Extension. So those will go into our operating account. That does not mean that we are in control of your funds, by no means, but that we have that management of those funds. It lessens the risk for the counties, for our clubs, for our club leaders, and the administrative burden it kind of takes that off of those clubs and those leaders. The clubs will no longer sign signature cards at the bank. That will be something that we will be doing internally here, and we'll go over some of that. We are going to maintain the documentation of all of your transactions, and we will be sending out monthly reports. So just like you get a monthly bank statement, you will get a monthly statement from Extension of your accounts. If there are lots of other benefits to this, if any of you would like to read the report from the auditor's office or the letter from Dr. Lawrence, it is available on our website, and you can just shoot me an email and I can direct you to that. Or if you're want to, you can go out there and just search our website and find that out there. It's not on the Shelby County website. It is on the General Extension and Outreach website. So how did we go about coming up with this process? We were given, the policy was given to us from the county services here at Extension, and each county was put to task to come up with their own processes and procedures. I'm kind of a committee type person, so here in Shelby County, we put together a committee of 6. We had Elaine Boffman, who is our Extension Council treasurer. We had Pam Jacobson, who was our bookkeeper here in the office. Lisa Shearing, who's with us tonight, is a 4-H club leader and also a member of the 4-H committee. We had Ian Christensen, who's also with us tonight, or she was here. I think Ian's still here. She's a 4-H club leader, and Mary Peterson was on the 4-H committee member on that committee, and myself. So we met and we had long conversations, probably more conversation than any of us expected to have that night. But we think that we really talked through a lot of the issues that we foresee that clubs could have. And so we've come up with a procedure that I think is going to work well for us. But again, there's going to be hiccups and glitches along the way, and we're going to figure it out together. That's why we have open communication. That's why we're doing this. I want you guys to have all of the information that we have, and so nothing being hidden, so that you guys can go forward and do the best you can as club leaders and as club treasurers. So here we go with our process and procedure for here in Shelby County. So we are going to ask that each club will close their individual account at their bank between January 1st and April 1st. So don't do anything yet this year. We're not quite set up here yet for it. Our bookkeeper here has a lot of end of year things she has to do. So we decided after January 1st, but we would like that done before April 1st. If you've been in the office during May, June, you know it's quite hectic around here. We do a lot of summer day camps, and we are getting ready for fair. So we want to give the best service to this that we can, and we didn't feel like doing that in May and June would give us best opportunity for that. So January 1 to April 1, and ask for a cashier's check to be made out to Shelby County Extension. Not Shelby County 4-H, not whatever your club name will be made out to Shelby County Extension. we feel that it would be best for you to contact your bank to find out the proper procedure for closing your account. I could come up with a list of things that I think you should do, but each bank is a little bit different. You're going to want to make sure that all of your checks have cleared. Some banks want the extra checks returned to them or shredded or whatever. So contact your bank to get the best procedure for closing out your account. Every club leader is going to get this envelope, and I have them right here. They're all ready to go. And there's a letter in here with a little bit of explanation. But in the envelope that the club leaders are going to get, there are 3 business card-sized cards that have 2 account numbers on it. So it has your club name, it has a revenue or the deposit account number, and an expense or a voucher number. And it's going to be very important for club treasurers and club leaders to make sure that information is clearly indicated on each of the forms. And we're going to go over the forms here in just a little bit. But it's very important for you to have that on the forms. We want to be sure that the money that your club has earned goes into your account. We have a lot of similar names in our county. We have Lincoln Bloopers, Lincoln Leaders, Northwest Leaders. There's a lot of that, and we just want to be sure that it is done properly. So we are going to put that task back to you to make sure that those account numbers are correct on the forms. So we're going to provide you with little cards, stick it in a folder, stick it wherever, so that you can have that information. And I think that will make it fairly easy. So the clubs are going to be asked to sign a partnership agreement. So the partnership agreement is going to act as our signature card for each club. And it's going to be re-signed every time there is a new treasurer or a new leader. So I am going to share my screen now, and you will be able to see the partnership agreement. And okay, I think I can do this. You guys know me very well. I'm not that tech savvy, but I try. So here we are at our Shelby County Extension page. Can you guys all see my screen? Okay.
No.
You can see that I'm at the Shelby County Extension page. If you go under 4-H and Youth, Shelby County 4-H and Youth, click on that link. So here's the site. Here's where all of our newsletters are. So if you ever can't find a newsletter or wonder, it's here along with our calendar of events. So you can see things that are going on in Shelby County with our youth. So if you scroll down, you will see right here, 4-H Club Officer information, Treasurer's information, new in 2018. In just a few days, I'll change that to new in 2019. So if you click on this, you'll find the partnership agreement. So this is a document, this was a template put out by County Services and the State 4-H office. They worked together on that. And we made a couple adjustments to us to meet our needs here in Shelby County, but otherwise it's fairly standard across the state. So you're going to see in the blank lines, you're going to write your club name. The first part of the partnership agreement talks about the Iowa Code Chapter 12C.1. I would recommend that if you are having problems with insomnia, that would be a great thing to put you right to sleep. If you've ever had to read the Iowa Code, it's pretty dull. But if you want to read through that, I would highly encourage that. It gives you all the backing for why we are doing what we are doing and how Extension is put to task to be responsible for public funds. The next part talks about what Extension will do. So I'm going to highlight some of these. I'm not going to go through each and every one, but I'm going to highlight what I think are the important ones for you to know as club leaders and club treasurers. I will expect that when club leaders and club treasurers sign this, that they have read it and that they will keep a copy so that they can refer back to it. So the extension is going to provide a payment within 15 days of the receipt of a request. We are on a 14-day billing cycle here at Extension. And so 15 days would be just about the most you would have to wait for reimbursement for a receipt request, a voucher request. So I think that that's pretty reasonable. A lot of businesses are on a month cycle, but we are on a 14-day, a 2-week cycle. So I'm going to go now, and I'm going to show you what that voucher request looks like. So I'm going to go back. So you saw the screen here. So this voucher request, making it really simple, I put all the forms out there for you guys so you can find them. So this is your voucher request form. Again, you're going to put your club name, that account number that's going to come on that little card that we're going to send to you, the payee name. This is who we are going to make the check payable to with their address and their city, state, zip. We have all of that information. And then we did talk about that we're going to need to change something if you want us to mail the check to you or if you're going to stop and pick it up. So that will be probably a change coming soon with this form. But right now, this is the person, the payee is the person that we're going to write the check to and the address. Then down in this little spreadsheet down here, you're going to write the vendor name, the description of the items, the purpose, and the amount. So let's say, for an example, that I, as a club leader, so Mary Tags, went to Hobby Lobby to buy felt for our club Christmas program in the amount of $4.50. So up here, it's going to say, I'm going to write Mary Tags and my address. The vendor is Hobby Lobby, so I'll write that in the first box. The item description, felt. The club purpose was a Christmas workshop, and the amount of $4.50. So pretty simple to fill that out. The bottom section down here, and then it does say, please attach all receipts or an invoice. We do ask that all receipts are attached. We're going to talk a little bit more about the receipts in a little bit. But in this section, I think that this is pretty important. Minutes of the fill in the blank monthly club meeting reflects approval of this request. So some counties are requesting that all clubs turn in all secretaries' minutes. And I really don't want to do that because I know that secretaries' minutes sometimes don't get written up until the day before the next meeting. Is that just our club, or is that, yeah, Holly's smiling, she knows. But we just want to know, this is verification that you are verifying as the club treasurer and the club leader that your club approved this expenditure. So that it's going to be reflected. If you voted on it at the October meeting, you're going to write October in there. And if there is an audit, that you can produce those October minutes and show us that, yes, it was voted on. So that's a conversation that you need to have with your club secretaries to make sure that that is done appropriately as well. If they came to officer training, they were trained that way, but we know that sometimes that doesn't always follow through into actual application. So this is really tough for me because I would like to stop and have you ask questions. Kind of indicate to me if you have a question.
What about tax?
I'm sorry, Holly, I can't hear you, which is really unfortunate. You can email me your question. Okay. And I will be sure to answer those. And then if we have several people that have questions, then I'll just put out an FAQ and send that out to all the leaders and the club treasurers. But send me those questions so that I want everybody to be really comfortable with this and understand. Okay, so that's the voucher request form. I'm going to keep moving on. So I'm going to go back. Okay, I'm going to go back to the partnership agreement. So the next thing on here that I think is really important is that, and we talked about this earlier, is that the club will receive a financial report on a monthly basis by the 15th of each month. So we will send those out electronically to the club leader and the club treasurer. So at the bottom of the partnership agreement is where it says the name and the title, treasurer. Then it says treasurer email where financial reports will be sent. Right there. And then the leader, you can have up to 2 leaders receive those as well. So it's very important that this document be kept up to date. These are the people that can sign the vouchers, and these are the people that are going to get those reports. And those will be sent out again by the 15th of each month. And I know that a lot of club meetings are over by then. We have to allow time for us to receive everything, and so we picked a day randomly. We said the 15th, and then, I mean, just like your bank statement, sometimes it's timely and sometimes it's a little late. But hopefully that will work for everyone. So this document, after it's signed, will be returned into us here at the extension and kept on file. And so before those vouchers are paid out, these are the only people that have authorization by the club to sign the vouchers. Okay? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So going down here, the next thing that extension will do is we're going to give a receipt for every deposit made. So when you bring a deposit in to the extension office, we will give you a receipt for that. So let's talk a little bit about deposits. These got to be a little more interesting. So here's our deposit slip. So again, you're going to put your club name, the club account number, and again, on that card, there's 2 numbers. One's going to be your revenue number, one's going to be your expense number. By revenue, we put deposit. By expense, we put voucher, so that hopefully those terms become more familiar for our 4-Hers. Part of that education for them to use those terms. So they will want to make sure that the correct account number is on there. And then they'll put in here, where did the money come from? So let's say it's your club dues. So it might be the Smith family, the Jones family, and the Peterson family. And they paid either check or cash. And then what that purpose was, it was for club dues, and then give us the amount and total that up. Whoever is going to deposit this, or whoever's responsible, so probably that club treasurer is going to sign off on that, and then anyone can bring it into the office. So you see down here on the bottom that there is a place for an extension employee to sign. So I'm really going to encourage that when you bring a deposit in, we're going to count the money to verify that it is correct, and then we will sign off on it, and then we'll give you a copy of this document, this deposit slip, as well as a receipt for the deposit. So now the big question came up with, well, gosh, not everybody can get to Harlan when it's business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So how do we make a deposit? We bank with Shelby County State Bank. So fortunately, they have branches throughout the county. There's one in Elkhorn and Irwin and Shelby and Panama and Portsmouth and Irwin. Did I say Irwin? Anyway, there's several branches throughout the county. And so it is perfectly acceptable for you as a club leader or a parent or that member to deposit it at one of the branches. But there are 3 things that you have to do. You have to, 1, contact Pam here at the extension office first, make the deposit, and then you still have to give us this deposit slip. They can be sent electronically. So you can scan and email it, take a picture of it, and text it to me. Most everybody has my cell phone number. Take a picture and email it to us, however that is, to get this to us. But we want you to contact the office first so we know that a deposit is going to be made. We will give you the account number for the bank, make the deposit, and then make sure that we get one of these deposit slips. So that's pretty important. Again, we want to make sure that we know where the money should be credited to and make sure that the clubs are receiving all the money that they have worked so hard for. So hopefully there's not a lot of questions with that. Hopefully that makes a lot more sense than yes, no, maybe. Questions, email them to me and I will answer them and put a document together.
Oh, Mary, can you hear me?
So another thing, we'll go back to the membership agreement or the partnership agreement, not membership agreement, that's something else, is that you will see, it's in here, I'm not going to read through it, that we will accept photos and scans of receipts. We'll accept photos and scans of voucher requests, of deposit slips, whatever it is, we can accept that electronically. We live in a very electronic age, and we want to make sure that we are honoring that and being sure that our 4-Hers and our leaders are able to have access to that. So that can all be done. Like I said, everybody knows my email address. You can email it to myself or to Pam, or you can send a text. If you're going to do that, make sure that someone replies to say, got it, because we don't want it to be, well, I never received that, and you're out there waiting for a check from us. So, the other thing that the extension is going to do is we are not going to let you go into the negative. You will not be able to have a negative balance. So just like the bank, they're not going to let you have a negative balance either. They do bad things and charge you extra money. So you will not be able to have a negative balance. And if a club disbands, the extension council and club members will determine where the monies will go, where it will be used, where it will be dispersed to. And that is actually a change for us here in Shelby County. It had been that the money was turned over to, that's before me, that the money was turned over to extension, and they decided where it went. And I don't think that that's right. And so that was a big clarification that we got, that we want the club to determine where that money will go. And if a club just folds and doesn't decide in a timely manner, then Extension Council will decide that. And just between you and me, the Extension Council is some shady characters, right, Jana? And so Jana's new on our Extension Council coming up this year. So we're excited to have her. But no, they're good people and have kids' best interests at heart. But I think it's more important for those kids to determine where their money goes. So that is a change. Okay, so moving on. The club. What's the club got to do? Well, you are going to use that voucher request. And again, we request original receipts to be provided. We are audited every year. When I turn in a receipt for my reimbursement, I have to have an original receipt. We are going to make some allowances that you can send in, especially to expedite things, send in a photocopy, send us a picture, but we really do need that original receipt if at all possible. So my recommendation, something we talked about with the committee, is when you, club leaders, we're oftentimes asked to pay for a lot of things and then get reimbursed later. And I really hate it when I lose a receipt. So take a picture of it. We all have our phones out all the time anyway. Take a picture of that receipt, you'll have that. The other thing is that if for some reason that receipt is lost, contact us here at the Extension office. If you have a copy of the minutes to your meeting, we will go ahead and pay that reimbursement. We don't want club leaders, we all give enough time and money to the 4-H program, but we don't want that to become a burden. So we will make allowances for that. But if at all possible, we do need that receipt, because when the auditor comes in, they frown upon things that don't have receipts for, because there's a lot of people that do embezzling out there, and we don't want to have any indication of any impropriety there. Other things that the club will do is monitor your balance so that you're not going to go negative. You're going to deposit all funds into the Extension operating account. So there's no petty cash funds. There's no, I'm going to keep this and pay for the pizza party next week. All funds are to be deposited into your account. So we're really going to enforce that. We do not want there to be cash sitting around. That leads to a lot of bad things happening for a lot of people. So, and again, if you're unable to bring that deposit into the office during regular business hours, we're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Depositing it in the Shelby County State Bank is a pretty easy way to do that. And they do night deposits as well. You just want to make sure that that is secured. Talk to the bank if you're going to do that, that if you need to make a night deposit, so that you're doing that according to their guidelines as well. Other things the club needs to do is notify us if there's a change in leadership or a treasurer, and you will be asked to sign a new partnership agreement. Because remember, this down here, these are the only people that have the authority to sign vouchers, and that's where the club account information will be sent on the 15th of each month. Okay, I really wish that I could hear your questions, because I'm sure there are some out there. But again, if you have questions, I'm sorry that we have this glitch in our technology tonight. I don't know why I can't hear you. But if you have questions, be sure to email me them, and then I will put together a list of all the questions and send it out to all of the club leaders and all the treasurers. Because I have a feeling that if one person has a question, a lot of people are going to have the same question, because maybe there's something on here that I think that I covered well, but maybe I didn't. Maybe it didn't make sense to you. So please send me those questions. Okay, so we are going to move along. I hear somebody trying to talk to me, but I'm sorry. I just get little like blips, so I apologize for that. So that kind of covers the financial part of it, but there's a few more things that we need to talk about. The next form that you're going to see on here is a fundraising request form. And this again is put out by the state 4-H office, that all fundraisers are to be pre-approved. So we ask that this be completed 1 month prior to your club fundraising event, and you'll send it to me, and those will be approved. So you're going to put on here, the club name, who the contact person is, if I have questions, when is your fundraiser, and you're going to see right here, club account balance. So if we see that you have a club account balance of $5,000 and you're doing a fundraiser and you're not able to tell us what it's for, we probably need to have a conversation about the purpose of club fundraising and about the purpose of club funds. So I don't foresee that I'm going to be denying anybody's request for a fundraiser, because I think there's a lot of really good purposes and reasons why we do club fundraising, but we want to make sure that we're not just raising money just for the sake of raising money. And then description of the fundraiser. I think that, I just want a simple, we're going to have a cakewalk, or we're going to have a brunch at the community hall. And then what's the educational purpose? If you guys are around me too long, you know that I'm about the educational purpose of the 4-H program. We're not just a fun group. We do have an educational purpose behind us. So we do want to know what that educational purpose is. Maybe the educational purpose is because you want your club to do something together as a club. Maybe the educational purpose is, this was an idea of one of your older 4-Hers and this is their leadership project. That's great. I'm all about those leadership opportunities for kids. Maybe the educational purpose is that you're going to do a cakewalk, but you're going to have that workshop and you're going to learn how to measure and mix and bake. Those are all really great educational purposes that we would be perfectly fine with. Then your club treasurer and your club leader is going to sign this. You're going to send it in to me. I'm going to sign off on it and get it back to you so that, yep, you're approved. And then after the event, we need to have a little bit of information too. What did your club members learn? and when was your deposit made. So this is that verifying that we did a fundraiser, and yes, we did deposit the money. So you'll see that there is a little bit of a budget worksheet here. So again, we're looking at the educational purpose for the treasurers. This is going to be good practice for our club treasurers to work out a budget and be able to figure out that if something's going to cash flow. We have on tonight, I think we have many business owners with farmers and business owners that understand cash flow. So we want to make sure that these are cash flowing as well. And maybe it's not. Maybe it was just a really great opportunity to be out into the community. But we will ask for that to be completed. So this is available online as well. It can be completed. You can see that it is fillable PDF, and you can save it and then email it to me, and we can do it that way. So a lot of great stuff on that. Okay. I'm just going to look at my notes here, make sure I have covered everything. Okay. The last pieces that I want to show you are really for our club treasurers. So each year the club treasurer is asked to work with their club officers and club leaders to put together a budget. So we have this little budget worksheet, and if my Excel will open up, we'll be able to see it. There we go. So it's pretty simple. Again, similar to that we saw on the fundraising request form. Can you see that, Jana? Can you guys see this budget form? No. Interesting. Okay, well, it's a spreadsheet. It's really small?
No.
Oh. Is that better? Is that better? It's really small? Sorry about that. I don't know what it... Anyway, it's out there on the website. Sorry we're having so many problems tonight. That's not fun. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this. There we go. Is this normal size? No? Okay. Darn. The next part that I want to show the treasurers especially, and club leaders, you can point your treasurers to this, is that we have a treasurer worksheet. And again, this is an Excel document. Can you guys see that? Yes, no? What do you guys, what are you seeing on your screen? Tell me. Oh, this is unfortunate. Okay. Let me try this. Yes? Oh, good. Okay, good. Okay, so treasurer's worksheet. This document is on our website. It is an Excel, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend all of the club treasurers to use this. So you can see down here at the bottom, October, November, December, all the way through. So I'm just going to show you what this does. So let's say your beginning balance is $525.14. That's your beginning balance. And you had income of $23.45. And bingo bango, it does, oops, that didn't do it. It does the math for you. Then you had some expenses that you had to pay, $459, and it does the math for you. So really simple for our club treasurers. The nice part, so our ending balance in the end of October was $89.59. Going to November, look at that, $89.59. Makes this really easy for our club treasurers to keep track. There's really no reason that they shouldn't be able to keep track. They can print these off. This would be a perfect way to do their club report when they are asked to give the treasurer's report for their club. Their beginning balance, what their income was since the last meeting, what their expenses were, and what the ending balance is. So hopefully club members will use that because that is very simple. Then at the end of the year, no. At the end of the year, oops. Technology is not always my friend. There we go. Can you see that? Okay. So at the end of the year, the club treasurers, this is the end of year summary. And so they'll put in the activity. Oops. Oh, I have to enable editing, sorry. Okay, so on December 2nd of 2018, they had a deposit for club dues. And the deposit was number 1, and it was for $10. And I would probably put in here Smith family. Okay, and you can see I also have all of those that work, that all the formulas are in there as well. So pretty simple to use that. One thing, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. One thing about, we ask that the treasurers turn in a book each year. I don't know what that's going to look like yet. I don't think it's fair for me to ask the 4-H committee, right, 4-H committee members to say, this is what we want in the book, when we don't really know what this process is going to look like yet. So, bookkeeping, what you need for a book this year, it's probably going to amount to those reports that you get from the extension office, as well as that treasurer's record. But again, I can't say for sure. That's not my decision. That is a 4-H committee decision, and I have not asked them to make those decisions yet. It's kind of unfair to do it at this point. So just to wrap it up, you're going to get an account number. Here's the envelopes. They're ready to go out tomorrow. From the extension office, sign that partnership agreement. So I would encourage everyone at your January meeting to talk about that, and so that the club knows what's going on. But sign your partnership agreement, send it in to us here at the office, and keep a copy for yourself, or let us know and we'll make you a copy. Close your current account anywhere between January 1 and April 1. Deposit the money into here at the extension office, and remember to use that deposit slip. If you need to write a check, you're going to need to complete that club voucher and get it to us. And those monthly reports will come to you on the 15th. So I thank you, just looking at my notes, making sure I haven't forgotten anything. I thank you guys very much for your time tonight. Hopefully we can work out some of these glitches with Zoom, because I was pretty excited when I was able to use this, so that you guys didn't have to come out tonight, and stay at home and be with your families, and not have all that transportation. So hopefully this is something that will work for us in the future. And if you guys, again, really, if you have questions, please email them to me, and I will answer those, put them together in a document, and send it out. But I thank you guys for your time tonight. I wish I could open this up for questions. You guys can try to unmute yourselves and try to ask questions, but I don't know if it's going to work. But Jan, I see you unmuted. Go ahead and try.
Can you hear me? No.
Nothing. No, nothing. Sorry.
You guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
You guys can hear each other?
Yeah.
I can hear Jana.
Oh,
I can hear. Yeah.
I just can't hear you?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Interesting.
I can, so we can talk about Mary and she won't know.
Perfect.
No, no, in the meetings, you guys can't talk about me. Wait a second. Okay. Let's see.
Is her PC volume on mute?